Okay, so CBPR, cross-border payment reference, right? So till now we have discussed about many methods of payment, but cross-border payment architecture or you can reference or reporting, you can say cross-border payment reporting is the most used currently in everywhere because the ISO 20022 migration is totally depend on this CBPR rule, which is written by the PMPG group and Payment Market Practice group, all this group, right? So today we are not discussing about ISO 20022. We are discussing the backend of this cross-border payment reference reporting. So what are the layers? Experience layer, orchestration layer, core layers, or you can say risk and compliance layer going to use here. So we are going to discuss all this part here. Okay, so that's the main here. And finally, we are discussing about the messaging, settlement, reconciliation, data storage layer, operational infrastructure security layer of this one, right? So there is a separate presentation I have designed for this one, but we'll start discussing from the front layer where we are coordinating with this cross-border payment architecture. Okay, so any websites or any banking application or any payment, right, we are application with the different modes like web portal, mobile, corporate portal, or we have some app, API keys, or treasury systems or third-party platform where your architecture is integrated. So basically, it is going to architect with API gateway, protection, rate limiters. So these are the first client or access layer where your application is directly linked. Your CBPR application is directly linked front end, right? From where your payment initiated or started, bulk payment or single payment. So either one of them it started from here. So that's the first layer. Second layer you can highlight it here, right? Second layer, if you say here in second layer we have called experience orchestration layer. Here payment initiation services, all the API keys or beneficiary validation. Okay, that's a key part here. So we can consider here in second layer also we are checking your the sanctions, right? We are checking the beneficiary or the originator or the amount or the country has some legality in that. Okay, the payment is correct, the author is correct, or it is not involved in any terrorism or you can say money laundering cases. So that part comes in the second part, validation of the beneficiary, it's correct or not, that also account number, sort code, all this. Then whenever we are using CBPR payment, the third important point we have to consider about FX, right? Pricing. So normally in CBPR payments, we are not transferring same country, right? We are transferring from other country, one country to another country, like India to Japan or UK to USA. In that case, where currency getting changed, right? When currency get changed, we have to involve the FX rate, forex conversion rate, right? So for that, we have to check out the forex conversion rate, and that batches will upload in the orchestration layer, so that code is available. So second part you can say here is your FX quoting here, right? The second part is right, this one. The third part which is come to this compliance and screening, right? This is the third part. I can say compliance and screening, which I just now explained already. In compliance and screening, we are going to discuss about your anti-money laundering thing, sanctions. So there are many softwares available for this one, but specially which we use in CBPR payment is Fircosoft is the product is used by the many banks and organization. Okay, next is routing and network selection. So many routing systems are available for transferring payment, and even not only routing, if you don't have one-to-one relationship with a different banking system when you're transferring the money, that time we have to involve the corresponding banking system, correspondent, right? Bank one, bank two correspondent. We don't have. So this also we have to take in culture. And routing of the payment also one take pen in that which system we are going to use. Either we are going to send payment by SEPA or Fedwire or inside which scheme has to be involved. That selection has to be done in the routing system as well with the network selection, right? This is the next one. Then next one is the payment tracking services. So we know that now the Swift product is called Swift GPI, Global Positioning Interface, is the next product of Swift which we use for tracking the payment universally, right? So payment tracking services is the next product which we are using for tracking the payment, right? This is one of that. And if you go to the next one, GPI, okay, we are not going to discuss everything in detail. Notification alert. Once your payment has been successfully sent or reached to the customer or the beneficiary, we have to send SMS acknowledgement of the payment. So these things has to be notify or convey by this systems called notification and alert, right? This is one of the mechanism. Okay, this video is going to be very lengthy because I'm going to explain everything till now bottom, so you have to be with me for longer duration. Next, cross-border payment core layer is contained payment initiated. Then I can see left hand side payment initiated. Okay, initiation of a payment. Then beneficiary verified. As I just now told, verification of BME, then compliance check. Just now I told compliance check, FX conversion, which I told you, routing selection, settlement, and okay, settlement. So settlement of the payment is done in the country specific system like RBI in India, for example, or NPCI in India, and Fedware in USA, Target 2 or EBA 1, EBA 2 in European zones, right? Those are the different settlement system. And at the end, where payment has been delivered, right? This is the case. Now, which are the different cross-border payment rails and network has been used? So roughly, um, the mostly used systems are Swift network, then using a SEPA, single euro payment area, then automatic clearing houses and faster payments. Those are specifically used in UK region. Okay, next is RTGS, real-time gross settlement. So all this combinedly work with your CBPR payment. Next one is card validation, card network. So Visa and MasterCard, digital wallets and local clearing and system. So local clearing and system is here. You can say which are the local clearing means here we are using Fedwire target to just no explain, right? Those are the local clearing system or different country has different one. Like those are the system. Okay, now next concept are what are the corresponding and agent banking involved in that layer. Corresponding banking. As I told you, if you don't have end-to-end relationship, we have to involve means when you're sending a payment from beneficiary, so we have to involve many intermediary banks, so that corresponding banking system. Originator bank, corresponding bank, intermediary bank, and receiving bank. So if you aware of MT103, right, there is correspondent with MT 54, 55, right? So those are correspondence. 53 from the sender side, 54 from the receiver side, and 56 is the corresponding bank, right, which is used here, right? This one. So there is a separate course I designed for the same, which maybe we can go through that also. Then risk and compliance layer. So those also are important layer. This going video is going to be very lengthy. What I will do, I will make it a two part. So I'm getting to cut short here itself. We are going to discuss the CBPR part in next video. Okay. So we'll go into see next video.